Hello everyone, I'm Simmons. This is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, April 12th, 2020. Now today I've just got a brief thought for you. It's something actually that occurred to me last night while I was preparing my son's scavenger hunt, the clues that I leave him around the house that then guide him to his Easter basket. Of course, this year, those clues did not take him to an Easter basket, but instead to an Amazon gift card. Life in quarantine certainly changes everything. While I was putting these clues together, it occurred to me that I had done this for many years, that my son, in fact, had grown normalized to the idea of waking up, finding the clues, then finding his Easter basket. And yet, every year I hide them in different places. I try to make the clues a little more difficult as he ages. The idea, of course, is that novelty is what gives rise to excitement. The fact that novelty works in this way actually makes tons of sense for us to think about on Easter. Regardless of whether you are religious or specifically Christian, Easter is a day that celebrates the new. It celebrates inverting traditional modes of existence. This is a strange day. It's an odd celebration. And yet, it's one that taps into something intrinsic about human existence. We need novelty. We need progression. We are not beings who stay the same always. The idea of novelty also has some very important philosophical roots. One person in particular who I think invites us to reflect well about novelty is the pre-Socratic philosopher Heraclitus. Now you may know Heraclitus because he's the person who says you can never step in the same river twice. This is a strange idea, of course, because if I step into the Hiwassee River in Tennessee, for example, can't I go back to it the next day and step in it again? His answer is no, because all of the water that would have been there just a minute previous has now moved forward. It's moved on. And then he analogizes this to the very idea of human experience as such. Time does not slow down. It does not stop. We are at every instant propelled forward into another instant. And this idea of continuous motion, of ever receiving the present minute out of, as it were, the future toward which we strive, is a philosophical idea with these ancient roots, but also contemporary expression. Martin Heidegger suggests that in fact the temporal dynamics of human existence are ones that require us to be ever longing for novelty. Now, we've got to be careful. In a capitalistic society, novelty can often just be that we want something different simply because having something different and having something new makes us somehow seem like that we are better, that we are keeping up with the times and the Joneses. That, I think, is a detrimental way to view novelty. Novelty is not about having new things. Novelty is about embracing new moments. It's about recognizing that my identity is never one stuck in stasis, but instead is only ever unfolding as a task of becoming. Soren Kierkegaard, in fact, suggests that we need to be careful not to think that our goal in life is to be a self, but instead to become a self. It doesn't matter that you are religious or not to understand Kierkegaard's important idea here. Kierkegaard, Heidegger, Heraclitus, all of them are inviting us to recognize the value of not remaining stagnant, not allowing mold and moss to grow on our identity, as it were. Let's dive in all the way. Let's find ourselves splashing in the water of opportunity that novelty provides. This Easter, let us invert the way we make sense of our isolation and see it as, in fact, a new way to experience becoming the self that we will be. I'll see you tomorrow, unless a piano falls on our head.